Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully you brought your appetites. This is a rather healthy meal. As you can see, you'll need some portobello mushrooms, tomatoes, arugula, onion, garlic, and asparagus. So let's get started. First, we're going to take some avocado oil and pretty generously add it to the pan. Then we're going to add in the arugula once the pan heats up a little. So I try to keep the timer on the screen so you can get a good idea of how long each step takes. So if you need to slow down the video at any time or speed it up, you'll be able to do it in real time or sped up this way, not to waste your time. After the arugula was put in, I chopped up the stems of the large mushroom caps, portobello caps, and diced them up. Added them to the arugula so that they could saute together. So let them saute together for a few minutes. You'll see how long. Again, if we look at the clock, we can tell. So mix. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, you're going to want to dice up an onion. Not a large one, but you want to dice it up and add it to the pan. And as you know, onions taste the best when they get to really cook for a little while at a gentle heat. So this entire thing has been cooking at a medium-low heat. So we're not trying to rush through it. It really does matter. Take your time and you will develop the most amount of flavor. So this is Himalayan sea salt, pink salt, and garlic powder we're adding next. So add to taste. There's no right or wrong amount. You're just going to want to add the amount that suits your family. Every family's needs are different. So then we're going to add some pepper. Our family loves pepper, so I probably could have added more, but a good bit of pepper. Again, stir and then let it sit. So now we have 2 medium-sized tomatoes. You want to dice those up and add them to the pan. This will add a little bit of a juice and a liquid to the sauce, which is delicious at the end. Slow cooking it really brings out the sweetness in the tomatoes. This is a pinch of regular standard salt, white salt. I like having both. The regular salt provides the iodine. And we have some red pepper flakes, again optional. If you don't like heat, omit them. If you like a lot of heat, add more. Here's where if you really like heat, you could add a small jalapeno or any other type of pepper that suits you and your family's taste. So this is sofrito, and it's an Italian style sofrito. And we got this at Trader Joe's. I will put the link in the description below to where you can get these items if you would like. And if you ever needed to, you could put in the comments if they aren't available where you are, we can add them to our online store and direct you on where you can get them. So that was a diced 2 large cloves of garlic, sliced and added to the pan. Now we have mascarpone cheese, again from Trader Joe's. You can get that from pretty much any grocery store. We're adding half the container, and that can just sit for a minute or so. As it starts to melt, it will make it a lot easier to incorporate into the rest of the meal. While that's sitting, you'll notice that the onions and everything are working well together. Here's the asparagus. You just want to cut them up. We usually like about half of the asparagus, and then we'll cut that again in half. And we discard the fibrous portion of the asparagus. This is something that you don't want to be chewy. So depends on your taste, but that's what we prefer. So once you mix, it'll start to really develop the sauce. You want to add some Parmesan or Romano cheese, and you'll see the amount. Again, each ingredient is to your liking. but this is what we like. So hopefully if you try it out exactly the way we've done it, you'll feel quite the same. So here we have the mushroom caps now. So on the other side of the oven, or the other side of the stove, we are going to begin cooking those. So just put them upside down and then add a little bit of the avocado oil underneath each one. And that will help to give it a nice base. It'll help to cook the underside. The top is going to actually steam. So the bottom, it creates a lot of extra flavor by doing it this way, but if you are someone that doesn't want to use the oil, it is absolutely optional. It will not burn being on this type of pan because they are raised slats. So just keep an eye on both. The other will be on low heat. So you're going to add a tiny bit of chicken stock to help develop the sauce, and a little heavy whipping cream, just a splash, and mix that in there. It's so satisfying watching. I'm hungry again. So we'll be having this again soon. So important to taste your food to make sure that it's going the way that you desire it to go. Otherwise, if you wait until the very end and you serve it, it's too late. So please taste your food. We have put a lid on the mushrooms so that they can start to steam, and they are on medium heat. Now we're using Trader Joe's mozzarella cheese that will go inside the mushroom caps. There's plenty of oil already in the cheese, so as it melts, it will add that oil that will seep into the mushrooms, and it's just delicious when it's done. So there's no need to add any oil to the inside. Now you don't want to overfill the mushrooms because you will be adding the sauce that we just made into the mushrooms, and then we'll be finishing them off. They'll be paired with some rice, and then the sauce will be drizzled over the top. Now at this point, we're going to set the pan aside and allow it to sit as we continue cooking the mushrooms. Again, we're tasting the sauce to make sure that it's perfect to our liking, and then switching our attention to the mushrooms. Now they will slow cook for just a few minutes. If you want to start these a little earlier, you are welcome to, so that they can be done around the same time. But I like to give them the attention that they deserve because I don't want them to overcook. They are the star of the show, to be honest, and as long as they are hot, your rice will be hot anyway because the rice holds heat so well. But you want these to be hot. The sauce, once you put it on, you can just quickly reheat if it's chilled a little bit or come to room temperature. It takes no time to reheat. So I just like to give as much focus to the mushrooms as possible, and they're looking great. So as you can see, the cheese is melting nicely with a little bit of the chicken stock being added. It adds flavor because they're steaming in that flavor. You don't want to add too much because you don't want the mushrooms to be wet and soggy. That's gross. So if you noticed, I put the chicken stock in the center so that the steam would be able to escape. That's also why I used a cast iron grill pan so that the mushrooms wouldn't be sitting flat on the pan. They're raised a little so that moisture is not going to make them soggy or spongy. You will get a very good consistency out of these mushrooms. We are very particular about mushrooms around here. Our children love them, but they love them a certain way. So if you can see, the bottoms have that nice grill marks on them. They still have body to them. They're not flimsy. the texture is really good. So here, we're just adding the sauce right over top of that cheese. I hope you guys get the opportunity to make it. It's a delicious vegetarian dish that eats like a heavy, hearty, stick to your ribs meal. You will not feel hungry at all by the end of this meal. So we do have one more thing left to add, and it's a feta, a crumbled feta with Mediterranean herbs from Trader Joe's. It is extremely delicious. We don't add a whole lot, just a little bit to the top, a couple pieces here and there. It gives that acidic addition that it really needs. So we add a little of that, and then just a tiny bit more of maybe the Parmesan or Romano, and then we'll drizzle the sauce over the rice. And that's pretty much it. You are done. It's not a meal that takes a long time, not much cleanup, but the flavor that you will get out of it, I think you will find is extremely worth the effort. So I really hope you guys enjoy this meal. It's fancy enough for a vegetarian date night. Instead of a steak, this would be an incredible meal to make to impress any one of your loved ones, whether it be a large family or just that one special someone. So our kids actually love it too, so it's very versatile. I think it would be good for any occasion personally. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is what it looks like up close. Wish I could eat it again right now. But I hope you guys truly enjoy eating this meal together. Food is love. It's an expression of love. So from our family to yours, best wishes to all those who you care about and hold close to your heart. We hope to see you back soon. Bye.